First blood spills. I demand more.
150 gold that you otherwise wouldn't normally get.
I'm going to make a bit of a go here on the mid lane. Sentry's down, so Jabz will see this coming, but it's questionable how much he can do in reaction. There are TPs coming through. The rest of the team trying to turn up and help him out. Jabz will be dropped, though. First blood picked up by XZ. He's trying to get himself out as well on the Ricky. Jumps across. The bug is on him, though. He's not going to be able to get it off in time. XZ will fall in return. Victoria also taken down as well as XY, able to clean up a double kill in return for the fact that LGD did find that first blood. But at the end of the day, Weaver with that DD and the Drow Aura, it's an absolute nightmare to deal with.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage. There will be a TP back in, so XY has to catch up. She's struggling on CS, and that's a big problem for them.
Top lane Black in a bit of trouble here. Actually getting the wraparound, and Arme jumping in with Jixing. They've found one. Can they actually get a second? That's the question. Actually, in fact, yeah. Shikuchi's still on cooldown, of course, just level 1. So they will pick up both the kills there. LGD sending 4 up to the top lane and crushing the safe lane of Faceless. A lot of ways they can catch them themselves. I mean, if maybe he's able to come in and set up with an Astral, there's potential for a kill here, maybe. With the Invis rune, being able to close the gap very nicely. That's going to allow Jixing to come in with the follow-up crush. Have they got the damage to bring him down, though? The Firefly ending, that'll do it. Beautiful timing there from LGD, realizing that the Firefly was coming to the end, striking at the opportune moment, and taking down iceiceice.
This is a big concern for Faceless.
Down bottom, XY coming to interrupt this, but they've got eyes on him here, and XY is in a lot of trouble. He's taken down for that play. iceiceice has come in with the lasso, trying to do something about Jixing, who's desperately getting himself away with the stick charges in the backup of Victoria. Jixing should be fine. Oh boy, he messes up. He goes back into the Firefly. Bit of a misplay there from the Slardar, costing him his life. LGD are making sure that they could try and find the favorable chair, but iceiceice, he seems to be outplaying them. He's got a double kill. Arme's falling low as well in the Firefly. Will jump across and finally finish off iceiceice. But a little bit of a mess there from LGD as they lose 2 heroes' lives in the attempt to take down iceiceice.
Yeah,
but indeed, LGD very much looking to fight here. Nutz will show himself.
Yeah, he'll scout him out, and that Sentry Ward will see the Ricky as well. Puts down, there we go, Sentry on both sides.
Now he's going to make a go in onto the Ogre with the amplified damage. As tanky as he is, he's still almost certainly going to melt. That Astral will finish him off. Ult from the Ricky here as they hold their position in the midst of it all, but they're looking to surround the Slardar. Jixing will be taken down in return. Jabz is actually going to be able to find XZ as well as he turns up to the fight to back up the rest of his side of Faceless. And they will take the trade there, 2 for 1. That essentially they didn't deward it, so potentially if he dewarded that, the Ricky would have survived. Meanwhile, mid lane back in the current game, they're making a go onto the PA. False promises there, he'll jump away. He should take a fair chunk of damage, and indeed he does. It's very, very close. But it was enough Victoria to keep Amaya alive there.
If not for the Oracle coming late to the Roche party, that would have been like 2 easy kills for Faceless.
iceiceice jumping forward. Bit of a missed time there with the Astral and the Blink, and LGD kind of falling into disarray around this fight, backing off. I wanted to get too close. And, okay. Well, XZ's made quick work of. He does Shikuchi up to the high ground, but they have a Sentry there ready and waiting for him, and a quick crit from...
Spend money on that gem. The main thing is not losing it, since there's going to be that's a big gold swing if you buy the gem and give it to the other team, and they can get huge value out of it.
Yeah, and they're back into the pit here, Faceless, trying to finish this one off. They've got to be careful. Jixing has got the blink of the crush. Jumps and gets the 2-man crush off. Immediately responds to iceiceice with the lasso, but it's taken off. Victoria with a false promise onto XZ. Jixing trying to get himself out, but the damage from the Drow looks to be nearly too much. He's kept alive. The Fate's Edict stopping the damage. He survives, and it's Faceless losing 3 as maybe is turning up and absolutely pounding them to pieces. They've got the Astral onto iceiceice. He's stuck in the cloud. Double kill for maybe as LGD take down 4. They move back into the pit, and some very, very nice play there from Victoria, keeping both Jixing and XZ alive with that Oracle performance.
You got the insta false pro. That's like the fast. He's really in some ways going to be the true carry. Like you think, oh, we got to burst this PA because she has great burst damage potential. But if you ignore the OD, he starts stacking up the stolen int in a fight. That Sandy's Eclipse is just going to win you the game.
Top lane XZ scouting out. He's down. XZ.
Nice little gank
versus
squad.
XY.
It's nice when you can find these kills without having to bring in like more than 2 heroes. Like that's really just, you've got OD farming at bottom, you've got PA farming the jungle, and that's something where Weaver feels confident, like, oh, I can just go up here, farm, push a lane, but that's not the case.
Oh, yeah, iceiceice. He's found himself a PA. He'll start to drag Arme back. He does have Nutz in the neighborhood, but the false promise is already out from Victoria. Trying to do his best to keep Arme alive. Arme should be able to jump across to him, but no, in fact, the damage is too much, and he's going to lose the Aegis here for the first time.
The Drow Medusa to kind of 5-man, but Jabz is lacking some items.
XZ walking
Nice
up
silence.
into a sentry wall. Could he get himself out of range? No, he can't. He's down. They'll find the Ricky.
And it doesn't feel like LGD under
Oh.
a huge amount of pressure.
iceiceice there coming in with a bit of an ambitious blink just to clear the wave, and immediately LGD pounce on him in return. That was a bit of a strange blink forward there from Ice.
With no stone gaze, they're like, sweet, let's go. This is really a good time to take a free tower. Then they fall back and defend the tower.
Oh, that's why. He has been spotted out here. That
got no
Astral,
mana.
yeah, beautifully done there by maybe the Astral caught him mid-time lapse animation. He was trying to get his way out of there, XY, but the bug goes splat and maybe just continues to have this pretty much flawless game. 4-0-5, insane level of farm here to have it 27 minutes in, and well, mid lane LGD making sure the pain doesn't stop for Faceless. A quick jump in, and Faceless have to be careful now. Giving away kills like this, just allowing LGD to continue to build and grow this lead that they already have.
Yes, it's getting rough as far as the kills go. It's not totally all over, as mentioned. Faceless are looking to just play for that late game. They'll be able to defend their high ground pretty well. With the Medusa on the front lines with Stone Gaze, iceiceice, once he gets a 4-staff, he's getting picked off though for now. He needs that 4-staff.
XZ jumping in.
By the 4-staff.
Jixing
He
is
had
there
the money.
to back up.
Yeah, the Firefly gave him the money for it, but didn't manage to buy it in time.
Oh, maybe they-
Black's turning it around though.
Yeah, he should be able to get Jixing actually by the Oh no, the smoke screen.
Oh.
JK, they don't have detection though for Black. Black will be able to Shadow Blade as well. Jabz going for the Stone Gaze, TP out. He will make it.
It's kind of game-changing item. He's got the Ogre Club. I just don't see a BKB really making that big a difference, as much as it's a nice item against an OD.
iceiceice getting a good grab here onto Arme. See if they've got the damage to bring him down. They'll have to do it twice, of course. He's already down to half health, but Victoria's there in the neighborhood. And as we're seeing, just
Doesn't even need the false promise.
yeah, the damage is not there. And in fact, they want to jump back in.
He's
On the side of it,
disarmed,
they found Black. Black immediately initiated on the Sanity's Eclipse coming through. XY out of mana, has to get himself away from this fight. They've lost one. Nutz is trying for the TP out. It's not going to be successful as Arme, with the crit, chops him down.
Yikes.
Absolutely paramount for them to get a defense. There's the jump in. It's a good one. They grab the Oracle, but immediately Arme's there to back up the Oracle. Jumps in, chops him down. The Ricky coming through as well, forcing FL to split. Arme jumping forward, looking for XY. He's trying to get more out of this, but the turnaround potentially there from Faceless as they turn, take their attention towards Arme, bring him down once. Can they bring him down a second time? That's the question, and the answer probably is not. Maybe able to get XZ though. False promise for Victoria. They're in time with the urn. On and the heal should be enough. He blinks away. Jabz moving forward with the Stone Gate, trying to catch some more stragglers of LGD. It looks like their heals weren't enough at the end of the day for XZ. Ricky to fall. XY continuing to chase down, looking for Victoria. Arme still in the neighborhood. XY, he can play around with this. Has a time lapse as well. Oh, Arme jumps in with the bash, but he did cast the Shikuchi off in time. Only getting back up there in the fade time. And no detection, of course, on the PA. So
Defending your high ground for as long as possible in the hopes that your carries can get those late game core items they need.
But talking about carries and late games, Jabz is getting absolutely hammered on by maybe. Black will turn up and actually looking to turn, but Jixing's there. Jumps in with the 2-man crush. iceiceice turning up as well. There's a bit of a full-scale fight though as Arme continues to focus his attention towards Jabz. Jabz falling low. Actually, Jabz surviving for the last bit of time. Finally goes down there as Arme jumps forward, and now Black and iceiceice potentially in trouble as well. Black trying to get himself out into the safety of the trees. They're not safe at all as LGD move in, claim a second. And this time, in this trade, it's back to business for LGD. They lose nothing.
To have the uptime they needed. Faceless couldn't bring in the numbers. They didn't have the damage to burst down the OD and the lasso. The false promise was actually on cooldown, but didn't really matter.
And just pick after pick for LGD. XZ.
Suddenly LGD, this time around, they will break through the high ground. They will get the melee racks in.
They need something big here, Faceless. And it's going to be so hard as well. Maybe he's just picked up a full AC. He's got so much armor.
Yeah, that's absolutely absurd. He recognizes the threat. The only way he dies is physical damage.
Jixing following through again. XZ's jumping. They get the 2-man crush. Jabz will move forward with the Stone Gaze. LGD back up for the time being. They get a good discuss onto XZ. I'll take down one. Arme chucking in the daggers again. Will blink forward onto Nutz. Jixing again coming in on the top with a 2-man crush. iceiceice will have the lasso onto maybe, but Victoria's there with the false promise, saving him. iceiceice taken down. It's a painful trip back to base as Faceless again losing 3. They will be back up again by the looks of it for one more fight, but they've already lost the full set of racks up top. It looks like they will lose the mid one as well. And potentially one more fight in it for them, but not if they lose the Medusa like this. They immediately jump in for Jixing. Arme, the Sanity's Eclipse from maybe, hammering down onto Faceless' heads.
Jabz just could never finish his core items. He ends the game with 4k
GG.
gold, but he has Lincoln's Yasha at 35 minutes in. That's not going to cut it. Obviously, he could have had like the Manta style or something like the parts of the Skadi to work on, but LGD got too far ahead. They hit their timings. They won that first big fight. In this game,
Yes,
to
that
me,
fight around the Roche.
yeah, that first Roche fight is the one fight that you look at as far as where this game was.
It was not enough.